Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly development diary. So for this week I've made a couple additions to the tile set I've been working on, and then I've started importing it just to see how it looks and what changes need to be made. So I'm just going to go through the things I've managed so far. So from last week I've come up with more tiles that I actually want to create than I've actually got done now. But I've created these leaf tiles that will be used in trees to go with all the like wooden tree trunk tiles I've made. I've got these lighter ones and then these darker ones that'll go under it to make it seem like there's it's beneath it, so it's going to be darker. So make it seem like there's like light at the top. Because I know the first level's going to be in the dark, but there's still going to be a bit of light from like the moon, for example, just ambient light. So I've created those leaf tiles. I also made just like a very quick, just little like long little grass tile that I can just put on the floor just so the level like floor doesn't look completely flat. So then after that I actually started implementing quite a few of these tiles to just see how they looked. So here's just a little mock-up of how some of the tiles will look in the game. So I've got quite a few of them in the background here. So as you can see, it makes the background look a bit just more interesting because there's little hills, trees in the background. I've only got one here, but I can use these tiles to make tons of just different shaped and sized trees, as well as I can make all sorts of different shaped like hills and whatnot. And then like as you can see, the floor looks a bit plain right now. However, if I went in to my tile palette, place some grass tiles, for example. If I'll just do it on this layer now, just to show you. As you can see, it looks a lot better that way. With just like bits of grass, yeah, it just looks a lot more natural. So from doing this, I think I'm quite happy with how the tile set looks in general. There are little things I've noticed that I'm going to have to just make extra tiles with slight tweaks. Like these connecting tiles I made sort of go a bit too far for the curved pieces to connect. However, I kind of like how that looks in a way. I think it just looks, I don't know, it just looks somewhat more natural, I guess, and more fluid than like this, for example. But I'm quite happy with how the hills look. So I think the hills work quite well in the background, so I can just create tons of little big and small different shaped hills going through the level. The main thing is I need to make some changes to the trees, like the tree tiles. For example, this tile here, it doesn't look completely natural, this being like an offshoot branch, so I just need to create a lot more variants of like tree trunks in order to and like branches in order to make the tree look a lot better and just more natural. So I can just use it to make all sort of different shaped and sized trees. Like little things that I've noticed for this one, this tree trunk one, if you zoom in really close, because I made this so that it can be used as a like 1x1 tree branch rather than like a thicker one like this. There's a little gap here, so just little things that I need to change. Or like how with the hill tiles, as you can see if I zoom in, they're not completely flat, just because it makes it look a lot nicer. It's not just completely flat. It looks a lot more natural. However, the bottom of the tree trunks are flat because they'll be going into the ground. So I'd need to make some, like probably just flat dirt tiles to connect this. So it's just a lot of somewhat tedious little additions and changes to pre-existing tiles that need to be made to fix things. As well as, I think this leaf tile works quite well. I'm quite happy how these leaves look. However, I'm not too keen on how these tree trunks are looking, so I'm definitely gonna want to look into some changes on them. And what I've actually got is, in order to make it so it's like visually clear that these are in the background, I've basically just put a square that's slightly transparent in between the like where the player is in that background. So as you can see, if I got rid of this, it's a bit hard to tell, you know, what's solid and what isn't, because they're all like the same color. So as you can see, it could be a bit hard to tell if something was solid or not. However, by just doing a very simple, putting a rectangle there with the same color as the night sky background, just with a slight bit of transparency, it just darkens it a bit and makes it a lot more visually clear, which is good. So other than that, I've thought of quite a few other just variations and different tiles I want to make, such as like I just want to make some bushes and some more different shrubs that can just be in the level to make it look nicer, as well as rocks and boulders in the background. I think will look quite good. As well as just like trees that are just smaller and just easier to do, I guess. Or just like smaller trees and like little branch offshoots that I think would look quite good. So I'm not too... I think these leaves look quite good, but I definitely want to make some changes to how these trees look. But other than that, I think that's everything. Sorry I've not got too much done this week. I've had quite a bit going on recently, but I should be back on track to get a good bit done next week. So I think that is everything. So thanks for watching, guys. For next week, I'll probably do a lot more tile set stuff, because I want to make, by the end of next week, I want to make sure that at least the start of this level looks really good and clean. And then I'm probably going to go back to doing some more code stuff. So then the week after that, I might, you know, improve the enemy AI or improve how the possession works or something along those lines. Because I've already made quite a few changes to the player controller, if you remember. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next week. Alright, peace.